Okay, your Instagram here.
Cool. What's going on, guys? We're everywhere on the internet tonight. We have a huge happening for Record Store Day this Saturday, June 12th, going on at Culture Shock Clothing and Records here in Rockford, Illinois. I'm Skylar Davis, owner of Culture Shock. Usually we like to do a fun Thursday night video called Vinyl Happy Hour where we talk about the 5 top releases for the week. But for Record Store Day, it gets blown out of the water. There is a ton, our store is literally lined with limited independent releases only available at your local record store this Saturday. But this is an event, so we're not going to just talk about the products. We're going to talk about how it's going to work, whether or not you've been here before. You know we like to make it work in very organized ways. Obviously, with the pandemic that's been going on, luckily things have lightened up and vaccines have gotten out, so anyone who's vaccinated does not need to wear a mask. Anyone who has not been vaccinated does need to wear a mask. But we're still recommending that you wear a mask. That's totally up to you. And we're obviously keeping our social distancing and limiting the amount of people coming in the store at a time. Not only because of that, but to make it easier to look for what you're trying to get. And for the releases on Record Store Day, you can get up to 6 releases, 1 of each title. And then if you want to get more than that, jump back in line. We'll keep it moving nice and quick and easy. And we even have Andrew Robinson playing music here in the morning outside when we open. And we've got all sorts of giveaways too. I don't want to forget to mention that first 50 people get this dope Record Store Day poster, dogfish head art, and we have some really cool tote bags. Fred Armisen is the ambassador of Record Store Day, so we've got some record tote bags, a few other RSD ones. Even, I just can't believe how many Record Store Day releases there are, and what's weird is this is actually half of a Record Store Day because there's going to be a second Record Store Day. The following releases are coming out July 17th. So I just want to show off some of the posters, tote bags, bandanas, there's some t-shirts. So there's going to be a lot of goodies for the first 50, 75 people. Some of these items are pretty limited. The way we're going to line up the store, though, is once you come in the store, line up outside, we'll send you in. Like I said, keep it nice and organized. When you hit the store, come into your left, we're actually going to add all these records into our boutique section of our store, not our typical record store section. And everything's going to be alphabetized, really easy to find. But we are going to start first with some of the non-LP stuff. So the 3-inch records, cassettes, CDs, and 7-inch and 10-inch records will be the first thing you find. The other thing I recommend is either go to cultureshockshop.com and find the Record Store Day release section, or recordstoreday.com if you want to find out more details on these, because I'm really just going to skim the surface and show off what we got and how many we got of each release. If you want to know more about that, feel free to drop us a message or a comment and we will get right back to you. Or check the Record Store Day website too. But yeah, anything else, Lauren? Just jump right into some of the releases for now. So I think we'll start with cassettes. There's only one cassette here right now, and we got quantity. I think we got 4 of these actually. So this is the Motley Crue 40 years. I was like, they're not 50. Okay, 40 years box set, but it's their first 5 cassettes. Okay, so all 5 cassettes come in this cool little box, and there is a 3-inch record, the MF Doom Czarface. We got 10 of those. Sublime Scientist, that's 1. Ariana Grande Live, 2 of those. 7-inch, 1 Jenny Beth. Yeah. Blind Boys of Alabama, just 1. A lot of these things we are only getting 1 to 3 of. You'll see a lot of the most popular releases. We actually got 5 to 20 of some of those. Cautious Clay, this is doing some Outkast. Got 1 of those. We got 3 of the Steve Earle and Justin Townes Earle. 3 of the Haim Taylor Swift 7-inch. A lot of these are on color vinyl. I'll try to mention if they are. This is the Integrity Cradle to the Grave Orgasmatron. Motorhead artwork on that. Just 1 of those. We got 1 Mudhoney Meat Puppet Split. Can't remember if that's on color vinyl. The Hue picture disc. What is this? Mongolian throat metal or something they like to describe their music as. There's 2 of those. Keith Richards 7-inch with some rarities on red vinyl. We got 3 of those. And 1 of the Desmond Decker box set of 7 inches. So there's not many 10-inch records this year. We actually put them right in front of the 12-inch records. This one is cool. This is Posse Comedy. It's got Vic Mensa on it, I know. It's like a hip-hop duo with comic book. There is 1 UFO 10-inch. Actually, I didn't alphabetize these yet. I don't know how, but they found me. Razzmatazz 1 10-inch, 2 of the Suicide 10-inch, and 1, 2, 3 of the Flamin' Groovies 10-inch records. Then we're going to move right into AC/DC picture disc 12-inch. We got really nice picture disc from them. It is AC/DC across the top. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. The Air 12-inch picture disc. Nice double-sided artwork. 2 of those. Ailstorm, 1 of those. Oh, Alkaline Trio, I recognize that. This is the 25th anniversary of Vagrant Records. They're reissuing some of their classic pieces. This is on color vinyl as well. We got quite a few of those. That's from Here to Infirmary, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of those. Animal Collective Prospect Hummer, color vinyl as well, 1 of those. Anti-Flag, 2 of those. I believe they're in color vinyl. That's why it's nice when you check it out online too, to tell you some of them if it's on color vinyl. Not all of them label it. Avatar, Swedish metal, I believe. Double LP picture disc, 1 of those. AWOL Nation Live, 1 of those. Moving into the B's, we got the band Camino, 1 of those. Danny Barnes, first time on vinyl, color vinyl as well, 1 of those. This is the Beck Hyperspace. He worked with NASA. There is some images and photos from NASA that go with the record. This also has a couple unreleased tracks, 1 of those. Black Francis, Abba Bubba. This is Frank Black of the Pixies, and this has some remixes on it as well. We have 2 of those. Ooh, I'm just going to show both of these off at the same time. We got both of the Black Sabbath picture discs. This is the first 2 with Dio. You've got Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. I think we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 7 of Mob Rules and 9 of Heaven and Hell. So that's B's going there. Now we're moving over to Tommy Bolin. This is some more later stuff from him. This is Energy 2. We got 2 Energy 2s. Boozy Badass and Sea Murder, 1 of those. Brainiac, we have 2 different releases from them, only 1 of each. A lot of these were very limited. Some of these are only 1,000 copies. There's almost 1,000 stores who are part of this, so it's pretty limited. Cleveland punk band, post-punk band, 1 of each of those. One's the Attic Tapes. Brother Lynch Mob. Can you see in the crate, Lauren, or should I lift them up here?
Yeah, I can't see in the crate, but I can see when you hold it up.
Okay, so we got 1 of those. Apollo Brown, we're going to have these up higher on tables. These are just set up just for this video tonight. Apollo Brown, 1 of those. The Bruisers, who is this? I forgot. Somebody, this is a band they were in before they were in a different band, but we got 1 of those. Oh yeah, is it Dropkick Murphys? I can't remember if the singer from that was in that band. Somebody. The Brummies, 1 of those.
I can adjust it.
Huh?
I can try to adjust it.
No, that's fine. Buzzcocks, a different compilation, 1 of those. That's the end of the B's. So we're moving into C's. We got 2 Canned Heat. Chief Keef has 2 different releases. I like the word search on the album cover. This is on Black Splatter vinyl. We got 2 of that release. You can? Oh, okay. And then this release, Chief Keef and Zaytoven, is 4 records. This is a glow-in-the-dark vinyl as well. So the first one's Splatter, that's color vinyl. 1 Albert Collins, Barrel House Live. Willie Colon and Celia, we got 1 of those, that's the Kraft Records release. Larry Coryell Live, Jazz Fusion, staple there, there's 2 of those. The Creation, 1 of those. So you'll see it's funny this year, like a lot of things there's only 1 or 2 of. Jim Croce, You Don't Mess Around, this is some early releases I think. Early EP on color vinyl, 2 of those. I should have had one of these open, but this looks really cool. The Cure Picture Disc, Faith. We got quite a few of those. There's different Cure Picture Discs over the last couple of record store days. 6, 8, 10, 12 of those. Now we're in the D's. This is a great Def Leppard live album. This is When the Walls Came Down from 1980. This is definitely more of their early metal sound. And there's 4 of those. Deftones. Pretty excited about a lot. Actually, it's funny because I'm not just showing off product here. This is a lot of stuff I'm personally interested in. This is a Deftones White Pony, part of the 20th anniversary set. This has digital baths and another track with the Arca remix and the Tel Aviv remix version. So if you got the 20th anniversary remix of the White Pony called the Black Stallion, this is 2 additional remixes that are on this, and we have 9 of those. A lot of these are already sold out from the supplier, so this is kind of like a one day to get these. Devo also had two different. There's the Jared Casale 2,000 copies. I'm gonna pay you back, and Devo Live 1988. Only one of each of those. Manu Dibango, Cuba, Africa, two of those. Dirty Heads, I think on color vinyl as well. Yeah, it's on natural color vinyl, probably like the jacket. There's three of those. This is a big release too. A lot of people have been talking about the 50th anniversary that happened at Morrison Hotel. These are unreleased mixes, demos, and studio songs from the Morrison Hotel. And there's new artwork for it too. Is it on color vinyl? I don't think it is. But there is new artwork on the gatefold inside as well. We have 6 of those, double LP. Not a lot of jazz. I noticed there's a lot of soul, a lot of hip-hop, some other stuff. There's going to be more jazz releases on the July 17th date, but for this one you have the mono analog recording of Kenny Dorham, Quiet Kenny. Quite a few of those, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Division, DVSN. This is 2 LP on purple vinyl. September 5th album. Echo and the Bunnymen Live. There's another really good live album too coming up. The Tears for Fears live, I think. Yeah. But this one is double LP on clear vinyl. Live in... It's got The Killing Moon, Lips Like Sugar, The Cutter. This was a 2001 live show with Echo and the Bunnymen. We have 8 of those. Electric Wizard, Time to Die. There's got to be some stoner doom stuff besides just the Black Sabbath. This is double LP from Electric Wizard, and it has a poster, and it's on color vinyl as well. There is 7 of those. Is this a Friday music release? I can't remember who did this, but it's like a high quality recording of the Emerson, Lake and Palmer Tarkus album, picture disc. But I like that it still comes with a jacket. So hopefully you can see that on there okay. Picture disc of that classic album, prog classic, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. That is going to be 7 copies of that one. Oops, don't want to bring this, it didn't fit in there. Engine Kid box set. This is early work from the owner of Southern Lord Records, who's in Sun, who's been in a lot of other things. This is one of his early bands. This is a complete recordings of everything they ever did. So that's a cool box set. There's a lot of box sets too. Fashion, this is like a good post-punk album. That is on color vinyl too, green vinyl. Lupe Fiasco, this is the Food and Liquor series. So you're actually getting both Food and Liquor albums, and I actually have one of these open over here. I just opened up one of them, and it's numbered. But they did this splatter color vinyl on this. So it's both albums, and the box sets come numbered. So on the back, you've got a little gold indentation showing you which number box set you got. So they put both albums, this album and the other Food and Liquor series, inside with it. Oh, it's a hot one. That's one thing I do miss. Record Store Day being in April. They delayed it this year, luckily giving a chance for everyone to have less pandemic stuff going on and the pressing plants to get caught up. Only one of this one, though. This is a different Lupe Fiasco release, House. This was something made during the pandemic. One of those. This box set, though, and those albums have been out of print for quite some time. I forgot to mention we have like a dozen of those. Ella Fitzgerald, Ella in Berlin. This is a really interesting release. I think they're calling this like a certain series. They're calling it Original Grooves. Based on where you drop the needle on the record, you can hear one of the different versions. It's actually locked in beside the groove. So if you drop it, you might hear song 1 or song 2. We're doing Mac the Knife in Summertime. We got 4 of those. Reach the Beach, The Fix. This is also Friday music, another kind of more of a higher quality audiophile release, reissued. Only 2 of those. Flaming Lips. This is the Bulletin Companion, 13 tracks on silver vinyl, and it's double LP set. There's also outtakes, stereo versions from Zyreka, some unreleased songs, so it's a companion piece to the Soft Bulletin album. We have 5 of those. There's a lot of color vinyl releases and a lot of like unreleased material and live stuff this year too. Here's another, one of my favorite bands actually the last couple years, Fontaine's DC. This is a live one from them. It Kilmanium Girl. It's recorded July 2020. I think, is this a single LP? Yeah, it's a single LP. But it does come with a poster, an exclusive poster as well. There's 3 of those. Ooh, here's another one I'm really digging. Frankie and the Witch Fingers, Brain Telephone. This came out a few years ago, but it's been out of print. I think this is on Greenway Records, and they're doing this on pink and white Brain Matter Splatter color vinyl. Really cool, crazy, garagey psych band. I don't know, somewhere between the Kinks and the Cramps and stuff like that. There is 5 of those. A lot of their stuff has been out of print, though. They only do a few. There's a new Garbage album out this week, and we have the green vinyl version in the store, I think, but they're also doing a version on clear pink vinyl for a Record Store Day exclusive. That's No Gods, No Masters. There's 3 of those. Again, Record Store Day is happening this Saturday, June 12th, starting at 8 a.m. I did forget to mention that besides all the first come, first serve items in the store, these records will be available on our website in the evening at cultureshockshop.com if you can't make it in. Here's the Nubia Garcia piece, Source Equals Our Dance. Only 1 of those. Genesis, Live at Knobworth, 1990. We do have 3 of those. And you can see the die-cut jacket. Freddie Gibbs and Madlib doing a different version of Pinata. This is the 1984 version. They did a 1974 version, too, that had more of like a jazz look. This has more of kind of a funky synthwave looking 80s one. And even the die cut in the back shows the record label. It looks very 80s-ish. We got a very Miami Vice kind of cover. So it's the same album that had been out before, but with reimagined artwork. Great hip-hop piece. We got only 4 of those. The Glitch Mob. Also, it's a Record Store Day bundle, so there is an extra, I think it's an extra 10-inch record inside maybe, or just a double LP. It's a very thick package. It's been out of print for a little bit. This is the Drink the Sea debut album. 2 of those. Al Green. I want to listen to this one. I haven't heard it yet. But this is Al Green, Give Me More Love, the orchestral greatest hits. So this is actually his music accompanied by an orchestra. And it's on pink vinyl. There's 7,000 copies. So this one we were pretty lucky to get a few of. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of those. Al Green, Give Me More Love. Quite a few of this one too. This is the Ariana Grande Live. This is Okay Bye For Now. Double L. Oh, it's a triple LP actually. So we do have 3, 6, 8 of those. And that one was also on CD and vinyl. The Grateful Dead box set. This is the full, I think, full recordings or additional recordings from their 72 live series. So this is Live at France from the Europe 72 tour. But instead of the usual triple LP like the original, this is 10,000 copies. This is a 6-record box set. So there's a lot of material that isn't on the original Europe 72. We got 4 of those, and they are heavy. Groundhogs. The Mighty Groundhogs, only 1 of those. Grunge Truck. That's right, I wanted to show you this one. I was talking about this the other night. This is a 92 release that had never been released in the US. This is their album Push, and you can see they did this really cool kind of splattery yellow and red vinyl. Very heavy, grungy, but in almost like an Alice in Chains meets Pantera way. First time being on vinyl in the US. We got 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 17 copies of that one. So definitely check out Grunge Truck Push if you haven't yet. Moving into the H's, Colonel Bruce Hampton, only 1 of that release. Here's another great soul piece, Donny Hathaway. This has 180-gram vinyl, only 8,500 copies, completely remastered and released from a 1972 live show. It features Jealous Guy, What's Going On, The Ghetto, and You Got a Friend. Gatefold, great soul singer. If you don't know Donny Hathaway, this would be a great one to jump in on. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of those. Kristen Hirsch, 1 of that release. Wyatt at the Coyote Palace. Hooverphonic, I think this is also color vinyl, yeah. Purple vinyl, 2,000 copies. It's a stereophonic remixes. Great 90s Europe band, UK. Ben Howard, 4 stripped back live performances. Only 1 of those. Onto the Eyes. Yeah, we'll just throw Iggy Pop in the Eyes for now, sure. This is a double LP, Iggy Pop live at the Channel Boston. Oh yeah, I love that. They show what colors it's on. Green and purple or pink splatter vinyl. There are 3 of that release. Isan. We have 2 of these. Some good metal stuff in here too. Some great punk stuff. The Jaded Hearts Club live at the 100 Club. 2 of that release. Moving through the J's. Sarah Jarosz. 1 of those. Jay-Z. Some more hip hop stuff. This is a double LP on, I think, on colored vinyl. I can't remember if it is. But this is like a hit-by-hit compilation, best of kind of Thug Motivation. So there is an era of that hip-hop stuff that is very hard to find on vinyl. There's 4 of those, I should say. This is an interesting release, too, of the Jefferson Airplane, Acid, Incense, and Balloons. This is an RSD collection of hits, so it's kind of like, not their greatest hits, but it's a compilation that's been put together just special for Record Store Day with new artwork. And it's all of singles and live gems from 66 to 71. There are only 3 of those. We've got Bobo Jenkins. There are 2 of those. That's a third man release on Jack White's record label. Jack White has definitely dug up some really interesting rare garage and blues pieces. I think this is another one a lot of people are going to be looking for. Looks like we only got 9 of them. This is Regimental Sergeant Zippo. Really cool psychedelic cover. You can tell that that's from an era that you have great music coming out, but he was unknown at the time, so this album never got released in its original state. This is Elton John, before he was famous and popular and had made tons of radio hits. So this actually got shelved and never released. I don't know if it shows the date. Oh yeah, this is early. So this was recorded in 67 and 68, right in the height of that hippie psychedelic era. He was too unknown and the record label never released the album, so it's finally getting a release on vinyl. We have 9 of those. Still in the J's, here's another, that whole 50th anniversary era is happening right now with a lot of bands. This is Janis Joplin's Pearl and Full Tilt Boogie. This is a picture disc celebrating the 50th anniversary of that album. It doesn't say how many there were, but I do know there was quite a few, and we were lucky enough to get, it looks like, 12 copies of that one. A lot of these we ordered more of, but, you know, it's the luck of the draw. Majid Jordan, this is 2 LP translucent blue vinyl. We have 3 of those. I believe he's a collaborator, has worked with Drake. A lot of his stuff has also been really rare on vinyl, hard to get. Juicy J. Throwing out some 3-6 Mafia love here. This is a double LP on color vinyl with a poster. We got 4 of the Juicy J release. Another color vinyl release. This is Percy from the Kinks. This was music they had made for a soundtrack in 71. And this, I believe... Oh, it's a picture disc. Yeah, I was like, it's on color vinyl, I thought, but it's a picture disc. But it does come in a regular jacket, kind of like the original release. A great release from the Kinks. There's 5 of those. This is Fela Kuti. I wanted to show this one off. This is a great album, also I think from 71. This is Fela Kuti, a masterpiece, like second album I believe, third album. It's African, funk, Cuban feeling, jazz feeling, rock and roll, psychedelic feeling. A lot of people just say Afro-funk or whatever. He had worked with Ginger Baker from Cream. This actually has Byron Allen, or I forgot his name. The drummer on here, though, is a great drummer. Wish they had the name on there. Fela Ransom Kuti. But I love the picture disc of this because it kind of matches the artwork of the jacket. It's so cool how they got that kind of red. Even though I'm going to let them slide that it's not the same color as the jacket, but it's in the same shape as that. Just a really great release here. I love this album, though, and this has also been crazy hard to find. Tony Allen. Tony Allen's the drummer. Considered one of the greatest drummers of all time. Fela Kuti's doing saxophone, vocals, keyboards on here. Just a great album. So expensive. So hard to find originals. I love the way they package this. They've got the strip on here. Even the barcode and stuff comes off of the strip, so it looks like an original release. This is Fela Kuti Open and Close 50th Anniversary Red and Yellow Butterfly Vinyl. We're lucky enough to get 8 copies of that one. I don't think it'll last long. Some of that Fela Kuti reissue stuff has already gone out of print. I wish I'd have gotten some of those box sets when they were around. L7, the Beauty Process. Only one of those. I believe it is on, it says platinum vinyl pressing. I don't know if that means platinum color vinyl or it's platinum pressing, but at any rate, there's only one. This is cool too. I give kudos to Lady Gaga. This is a great release for Record Store Day because although Chromatica has already been released, this is a really special version. It's on clear yellow vinyl. It's a triple gatefold that opens up. It's got an art book with it and a fanzine that comes with it. So a lot of cool extras going with that album. 3, 6, 10, 12, 15. Yeah, it looks like we got 18 copies of that one. A lot of requests for that one though. The Mark Lanegan Band, Here Comes That Weird Chill. Mark Lanegan, of course, Screaming Trees and other bands. This is a one that we only got 2 of. Daniel Lanois, we got 3 copies of that. Heavy Sun on color vinyl, limited 180 gram. Lemonheads, 1 release of that. Kenny Loggins, At the Movies, only got 1 of those. This is him doing Footloose and I'm Free and Danger Zone and stuff like that. Some of his classic movie songs. 1 of those. I've been getting requests for this for like years, and they leaked that it was coming out last year on Record Store Day, but it didn't. Finally, Linkin Park, Meteora, coming out, double LP, blue vinyl. Got 27 copies of that one. So luckily we got a lot that we ordered. This is here to remind me to tell you that Record Store Day, this Saturday, June 12th at Culture Shock, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Record Store Day Drop 2 is happening July 17th. We're going to have everything organized for you, have extra help so you can find what you want. You can get up to 6 releases. A lot of these releases are very limited and very rare. So get here early if you're really worried about missing out on them, because as it goes, we cannot hold these items for you. Like other releases, this is a first come, first serve. So get here early if you can. If you can't make it in, send someone or check out our website in the evening. We will have them up, anything that's available at cultureshockshop.com. Of course, we'll be doing our best to keep social distancing. Luckily, now that the state mandate is lifted, if you have your vaccine, you don't have to wear a mask. We're still saying masks are recommended, I think, with a group of people inside the store especially. We will keep numbers limited, though, and keep our space and keep hand sanitizer on hand.
We have some Q&A, if you don't mind, real quick.
Yeah, let's do a couple.
Just so we can get some questions answered. Yeah, right now is good.
What do we got? Q&A.
Let's do halfway through, and we'll do some at the end, too.
Yeah, if you got questions, comments, send them to us, please.
All right, so did we get any Velvet Underground?
There is no Velvet Underground that I know of on this release for Record Store Day. So we have plenty of Velvet Underground records in general, though, in the store.
Do we have the RSD replacements?
We do. Yeah, we have...
okay, so that's coming up. That's coming up. Okay.
Those.
So we'll talk about that coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
And
sorry guys, it's so hot today. Moving records.
It's all right. It's a good little break. How many Gun Truck did you and Jaded Hearts Club did you get?
Jaded Hearts Club only 3. Grunt Truck 17. And these will all be alphabetized by band name or artist's last name.
How many Black Sabbath Heaven and Hell did we get?
Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules, Heaven and Hell. 9. We got 9 copies.
Okay.
Picture disc and 7 copies of the other one.
Any Blackberry Smoke?
We have their new release in the store on color vinyl. That's not a Record Store Day release, but it is in our regular new vinyl section. We have 3 copies of that in stock.
What was the one with the comic book?
Mike, tell me what that is in that very first, it's that first 10-inch record. I know it's got Vic Mensa. It's like a hip-hop thing. Oh, there it is. Yeah. We'll get to it in a second. I also want to mention, though, that we are doing a used record sale. Usually we don't do something like this. So for one day only, we're doing all of our used vinyls 20% off. But all of our records that are under $10 will be half price for Record Store Day. So there was like so many releases. I'm actually having trouble. This is through the Urban Renewal Project. This is, I guess Vic Mensa's doing both of the tracks on here. So there's been this cool kind of hip-hop compilation thing going on where they're working with some different Marvel and other comics and stuff like that too. So this is like I think it's like an Urban Renewal Project inspired thing where the artwork goes with the album release. So that's all I know about it. It's just it's got a new single featuring Vic Mensa, and it's got music by the Urban Renewal Project. So I think they're working with different artists and doing things like that, but there's everything on the info there if you want to check that out. Since it doesn't quite fit with our 7-inch records, but it's more like a 10-inch because of the comic book, we're putting it with the 10-inch records. But it's just
so it'll be in the 10-inch section.
Be the first thing right in front of the A's of the 12-inch records.
Did you get Freddie Gibbs and Madlib?
We did. We got 4 of that one.
Okay.
We actually still have a couple of the 1974 releases, even where they did different artwork for last year's.
Okay, and then Steely Dan's We're coming up
We got
too.
a lot of Steely Dan. Yeah, some of the later Steely Dan albums, they are finally releasing some of their later 90s and 2000s stuff. So cool.
Someone asked if you're single.
No, not single. Wife's behind the camera.
Sorry, Billy.
Say hi to Lauren. Sorry. Whether or not we're joking, I'll just tell you the truth. I'm just going to move on, though, since there are a few more to still go through. We've got a few crates. We're only in the L's right now, and then we'll come back and answer more comments and questions for Record Store Day at Culture Shock. This is the London Suede Love and Poison 2LP set for the first time on vinyl. It is clear vinyl, but you can't tell on camera possibly, but it is die cut, so the artwork is inside that comes out with it. So only 2 of those. Love Spit Love. This is 2 records that we got in on 2,000 copies on swirl vinyl. This is Richard Butler from the Psychedelic Furs Project. 2 of those. There's a lot of good kind of more new wavy stuff, I think, on this release list. Parker McCollum, 1. What we pretty much do is we try to order 1 of every release on the whole list. Some we order 10, 20, 30, 40 copies. That doesn't mean we're getting them. That is Undivided with Tim McGraw. And I Called Mama, live acoustic, 12-inch. Only 1 of those. Maria McKee actually has 2 different releases. We have 1 of each of hers. And trying to keep these in order. The Mega Ran. This is cool too. That's a very kind of interesting. There's so many weird releases. Mega Ran. This is kind of like a hip hop and video game music kind of combination. There's 1 of those. Mercules. Not sure. Canadian hip hop artist. 1 of those. Jim Messina and his Jesters, the Dragsters. This is a really cool, really old school rockabilly piece. There are 2 of those. Joni Mitchell. I'm surprised I haven't heard more people talking about this yet. Just a great musical treasure. These are Archives Volume 1, her early years from 63 to 67 highlights. This is 15,000 copies were made. And looks like we have about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of those. There's also going to be a Joni Mitchell box set coming out soon, some stuff like that. But these are some really great. I think her first, 10 years especially, you need everything from her. Another cool release with just a really cool story. This is Thelonious Monk. They're calling this the Custodians Mix. He had, in response to a student, I believe, who asked him to come perform at their school in '68, played a show at a school gymnasium. But it had been a lost recording. I think there was rumors that somebody recorded this show, this historic jazz performance. And the custodian at the school, I guess, made a tape recording of the album. And it had been lost. It's finally been restored and put out on vinyl. There are 5 of those copies. That's on the Impulse Jazz label release, too. Always great stuff, a gatefold. 5 of those. Nada Surf, 1 of those. Cycle Through is that album. Ooh, hard for me to pronounce. I don't say these names out loud. Lauren, you want to help me? Michelle Nigiacello. We have 2 of her release. And first time ever on vinyl. It's on clear vinyl. Negative Approach. Awesome hardcore piece. Everything okay over there?
Yeah.
Got 1 of those.
Like, I don't know.
Negative Space. Did the phone shut off?
No.
1 of those. Neon Christ, 84. This is, singer, I forgot his name, of Alice in Chains currently, William Duvall. That is his early hardcore punk band from Atlanta, I think. This is Noctorium, Sparks Lane. First time on vinyl. A lot of these things we're seeing first time ever on vinyl. Gray vinyl. 1 of those. This Biggie piece, Notorious B.I.G. This is the Duets final chapter. 10,000 copies on red and black swirl vinyl. It's got 2 bonus cuts on a 7-inch. So there is a 7-inch record in there with the LP. Or double LP. There's only 4 of those. OAR, Stories of a Stranger. Blue vinyl. Only 1 of those. Connor Oberst. This is actually somewhat of a reissue of Ruminations, but it's an expanded edition, so there's unreleased music that wasn't on the original release, so it's a double LP. We have 6 of those. Ocean Color Scene, first time also on vinyl. Only 1. I'm just going to mention these briefly because Oh No Tricks Point Never put out Russian Mind, Zones Without People, Fall Into Time, Drawn and Quartered, and Betrayed in the Octagon. Looks like 2,000 copies of each There's 5 different albums from Oh No Tricks Point Never. We got one of each. Here is a, what do you want to say, like a prog doom masterpiece, kind of. This is an early one from Opeth, Morning Rise, two record set, 2 LP set, color vinyl. Sorry, I'm just so excited. It's like, I want all of these.
I don't want you to
seriously.
lose your voice.
Sorry. Oh, I'll be fine. So anyway, Opeth, Morning Rise. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the year. I think it was pretty early. Was this a 90s one?
I would have thought
Pretty old.
early 2000s.
It's 2000s maybe. But a lot of that Opeth from that era especially is really rare on vinyl. So we got 5 of those. Oh, there's another. There's some like good doom and stoner rock stuff. The Orange Goblin. We got 2 of those. That's on fittingly orange vinyl. I love whenever it works out. Or the name of the album or the look of the album or the band name is the same color. Oh, it just makes me want it that much more. Orange Goblin. Robert Palmer. This is a Friday music release as well. Although it seems to be a pretty common used piece, it's very hard to find them sealed, of course. So this is an audiophile reissue, 2 of those. Pepper. In with the old. This is an older Volcom release on color vinyl. We have 4 of those. Perfume Genius, double LP, nice heavy vinyl. This is also has remixes on it, and we have 3 copies of that. Those are all remixes, I think. Lee Perry, Rosefish, and we only got 1 of those. Tom Petty, I have one of these out somewhere around here. So this is called Angel Dream, but what it is the music from She's the One. But it's on, this isn't blue vinyl. It says it's on cobalt blue. So this is cobalt blue vinyl. But we actually threw a few of these in the soundtracks. Usually we wouldn't do this, but it's really a Tom Petty album, so we put it in the P's also. So there's some there and some here, because we got a bunch of them, because we didn't want to run out of this one. We have like 16 copies of it. But this is a great album, Rick Rubin produced, rare on vinyl. They did new artwork for it and everything, and there's unreleased tracks. The original cover was She's the One movie soundtrack cover, and it's yellow. But we know it's really a Tom Petty album, so they've done new artwork and made it look more like a Tom Petty album, so it's kind of reimagined. And yeah, we have 16 of those. Great release. Robert Plant. This is another Live at Nebworth release. We have 6 of those. Robert Plant Live. Trying to think of what year. Yeah, this is also 1990, same year as I think some Pink Floyd stuff had been done. The Genesis piece. There are 2 different Police live ones. This is live in 79, live in 83. So there's 2 different ones from the Police live. We only got 2 of each. So that's the P's. We're still wrapping up the P's. There's a couple more things. Precious Bryant. This is a great modern bluesy piece from her on color vinyl as well. 1 of those. Ooh, this is Prince. The Truth. This is a very rare acoustic piece from Prince, and it's never been on vinyl. I think any version of this, even a CD or anything of this, has been very rare and hard to find. And I just love the little details. If you can see on the back here, it's actually got gold lettering for the track listing. Quite a few of these. I didn't pre-count, I should have probably. 5, 10, 15, 18 copies of that one. Here's another very obscure stuff. Like I said, they're going with stuff from Prince to stuff like this. Salah Ragab. This is some rare Egyptian kind of jazz psychedelic stuff. 1974. I'll bet this is $1,000 or more if you can find originals of this. This is just crazy. Crazy rare stuff. Only 2 of those. Joey Ramone. Whoa, almost dropped him. Anyway, 2002 is when this album came out. This is Don't Worry About Me, and this is on, if you can see, I don't have an open copy. It's like pink and black swirl vinyl. Also matches nicely with the cover. Very rare stuff because it's mostly on CD. We have 3 of those finally getting released on vinyl. The Ray Beats, the Lost Philip Glass Sessions. This was first ever vinyl pressing. It's like a surf rock band, but they were in collaboration with Philip Glass on that piece. Just 1 of those. Someone was asking about the replacements. This is like the companion piece to Pleased to Meet You. This is outtakes and alternate versions of that. We do have 3 of those. Ronaldo in the Loaf. We're actually just going to show these both off because they're kind of collaborators with the Residents, and we also have the Residents Unreleased Oddities. Only one of each of these. Here's another one from the Kraft Record Company. They've been doing a lot of really great analog releases and high quality releases lately. This is on like minty blue vinyl, I believe. Jonathan Richman, Having a Party with Jonathan Richman. This is Jonathan Richman from The Modern Lovers. 3 of those, Round Robin. This is from the Love and Hate record label. I like to see different record labels doing stuff each year for Record Store Day. This is kind of like a rare, funky soul disco piece probably from the 70s. We got 2 of those. A lot of reissues. There's a lot of new stuff though too. Schoolie D, so great old school hip hop. Just one of those. Senses Fail. I had a copy out here somewhere. Anyway, oh yeah, no, I'll get to it later. That's okay. But this is on color vinyl, and oh dang, there it is. I gotta show it now because it also does the thing that I love when records do. So Vagrant Records is doing another kind of release of some of their classics. This is Let It Enfold You, but I love how the color vinyl is kind of like this flamey amber color that's in the mirror kind of on the original record. So that's a cool color vinyl release. Also, we gotta love these guys. Me and Lauren saw them at Warped Tour a few years back.
Steve.
And of course, Steve Carey's current drummer of the band. So love to that dude. We got a bunch of these. We got, oh wow, 5, 10, 15, 22 copies of that. So this one's also been out of print for a while in any form. So really happy to see that one finally getting released for Record Store Day. Very cool release. Psy, what do you want to say about Psy, Mike?
It's amazing.
Just, okay, it's amazing. So, Psy, check this out. Just cool Japanese metal band.
A little bit of jazz fusion in there.
Kind of this funky mixture of fusion and metal. Very cool band. I don't think I know. Oh, yeah. Air to Despair. So we have 3 of those. Some really cool obscure stuff getting released. Sleeping with Sirens, this actually you can feel it inside. This is the LP, plus you have acoustic versions. I'll show you the back of it. So it's the regular LP, How It Feels to Be Lost, and then there's 4 tracks on a 10-inch record. So this is the deluxe version of the album. Get some little extras. We only have 2 of those. Slum Village, this is if you're, it features Q-Tip, Jazzy Jeff, all these guys. This is the original project that Jay Dilla was working with before he started doing a lot of other producing work and other things like that. We got 2 of those. Sly and Robbie versus the Roots Radics. This is a really cool... Oh, what's in here? It has something in it. I can't tell what it is. It comes with something. I didn't even know that. What do you think this is? Is it a comb? Is it a pocket comb? I don't know. I'll have to find out.
Bubblegum?
Bubblegum? I don't know. There's something in here with the record, though. But it's a cool kind of reggae-ish thing, you know? Kind of cool reggae dub thing. There's 2 of those. Oh, man, I'm really interested to know. I wish I knew what was in there. So there's a little surprise for someone in each one. I don't know. I love when these little extras come with the record. Steely Dan, this is the one I've had a lot of people asking about. This came out in 2003. I want to say this is the first time on vinyl for this record. Everything Must Go. This is, again, every Steely Dan record we could just say is one of the best recordings ever made, probably. They were very, very audiophile and very particular about the sound of their band. You got a cool kind of funky jazz feel to some good rock. It's also make great Father's Day gifts or just if you like good music. Everyone's dad likes some Steely Dan, you know? I like some Steely Dan. I'm going to say that this might have come out on vinyl, but it could be hundreds of dollars or something. It's one of those ones you just never ever see. 2003 was such a rare time for vinyl. So finally we're getting the Steely Dan beautiful album on vinyl. We got a dozen copies of that. And we got a dozen copies of Two Against Nature. This one, album of the year. It's so funny that some of these huge albums like this weren't on vinyl or just haven't been available on vinyl. Produced by Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, of course. This one came out in 2000. This is a double LP. Finally, you can get these Steely Dan albums on vinyl. I don't know if this is like a one-time drop or what, if they're going to reissue anymore. I wouldn't risk it, though. I would get it while I can. A dozen of those. I think we got about a dozen of this one, too. This is the Stillwater Demos. For those of you familiar with Almost Famous, this is the band from Almost Famous. And what's really funny about it is they've now given this a full release and a demo like it's a real band. I hate to break your break your feelings on this, but it was a band that was just for the movie. They're not a real band. But what's really interesting is that this is Nancy Wilson and Peter Frampton, two huge musicians doing the music for this. Of course, Nancy from Heart and Peter Frampton from multiple bands and solo stuff. So these are really great great songs, and they actually, to me, I always feel like it's a little Zeppelin-y or something like that. But you get to hear the music from the movie as if it were real demos and a real album. And I have Stillwater. We have 4, 8, 10, 12, 14 copies of it, actually. So get it while you can. Picture disc from Joe Strummer. What's really interesting is that this is actually on Dark Horse Records, George Harrison's record label of the Beatles. So there's great sounding recordings. These are acoustic and live recordings from 2001, live at the Brixton Academy. Of course, Joe Strummer of The Clash. We have, it's got a little signature on there even. We have 3 of those. The Struts, this is I think their second release for Record Store Day. They put an album out a few years ago on Record Store Day. It was the first time I'd heard of them. This is on clear vinyl. We have 3 of them. This is Strange Days. Saw them also perform really high energy set at Riot Fest a few years ago. Striper, newer release, Goddamn Evil. 1,200 copies on color vinyl. One of the most well-known Christian metal bands out there, probably. Styx, I thought this was interesting too. This is a couple new songs from the classic band Styx, but the B-side is live music, including Mr. Roboto and Renegade, live from 2019. It's kind of like a new EP with live stuff. There's 4 of those. Super Furry Animals. We have 2 copies of this EP, 45, 12-inch. Sublime meets Scientist and Mad Professor. So we're actually getting Sublime, some of their biggest songs like Caress Me Down, Garden Grove, April 1992, and Pawn Shop. These are all dub mixes and remixes, all done by the Professor and Scientist. There is going to be quite a few of these, not tons though. 8 of them. Cool release. Supergrass going out. We have only 2 of those. Ooh, yeah, there's some good stoner rock too. Look at this, The Sword. Is this their first album, Mike?
Sure is.
Age of Winters. I forgot what year it came out. This is a 15-year anniversary. And this is on purple frost color vinyl. But what I love about the jacket is it's embossed and very chrome kind of embossing on all the lettering.
Pretty sure it's a new cover as well.
Is it? Yeah, I think it's different artwork and everything. So it's been a kind of reimagined change for Record Store Day. So we have 6 of those. That's the end of S's. Tangerine Dream. I have one of these open. I want to talk about this one. This is live at Reims Cathedral 74. Tangerine Dream, just really quick. This is probably one of my favorite releases for the picture disc, because this has a booklet and info about them playing at the church. And the church, this huge cathedral, each record is like the stained glass windows of the church. And it's each different colors too. This is early Tangerine Dream. This is when they were doing more kind of minimal krautrock, kind of electronic experimentalism. Cool release. You've got set 1, part 1 and 2, set 2, part 1 and 2. But it talks about 6,000 people showing up at this giant cathedral in Europe to see them perform there. First rock band to ever play there, and last rock band, I think. They said no more music. They can't have any more rock bands at the church. So these people got to witness this amazing experience, this crazy show at this church. Double LP. We have 8 of the Tangerine Dream piece. Here's the other live piece I was talking about. This is, whew, so many good songs too. Tears for Fears live in '85 in Toronto. Of course, you got Mad World and Everybody Wants to Rule the World and The Hurting. Double LP from Tears for Fears. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of those. Only one of this, the Texas Wu-Tang Clan. Got one of those 12 inches. This is another great release on color vinyl. This is Thrice, To Be Everywhere and To Be Nowhere. Also on color vinyl, this is like splatter color vinyl. We have 6 of those. Toots and the Maydolls, Funky Kingston. This is, I think it's on color vinyl, but I can't remember. Some of these will be a surprise. We only have 3 of those. 40th anniversary of Trump's Allied Forces. Not a lot of box sets this year. This has a 7-inch, plus all sorts of booklets and other goodies with the LP as well. one of those box sets. The Tune Yards. This is a Record Store Day 10-year color vinyl exclusive. 2 of those. 21 Pilots. We got a whole bunch of this one because I know there's a ton of requests for it, so luckily we got a bunch of them. This is the 21 Pilots location sessions. This is a little live EP, and you can see them in the studio there too. You got Mexico City, Brooklyn, Berlin, and Live from Outside. There's a 4-song EP live. We have 24 of those. Uriah Heep, probably one of the greatest prog rock albums ever, but it looks very different. I should have brought an original one over here to show the difference. This is The Magician's Birthday. Roger Dean did the classic artwork, but he's reimagined the artwork. So not only is this on color vinyl, but the Uriah Heep is on splatter vinyl. It's got totally new artwork for Record Store Day. There's only 4 of those. Vast. Wow. Vast records are very expensive if you can find them. This is a great 2000s band. This is their debut, Music for People, one of my favorite albums. This is so good. Serpentine green vinyl. If you're a fan of, definitely if you're a fan of Nine Inch Nails or other electronic and rock music, you would like Vast. You've probably heard them before. Finally getting a release of this vinyl, and it's from 2000. I think it was released on vinyl. I think copies of it there were 150, 200 or more. So finally getting released. We have 10 copies of that.
Brad said it's their second album.
Oh, yeah? It says their debut LP, but I'm going to go with him because he's the expert. Oh, maybe it's just the LP debut. Maybe that means that it's the first time this is coming out on LP. So this is actually their second album. I would take any of their albums on vinyl, though. So that's the first time I've ever seen a Vast record on vinyl. Verlaine's Live at the Windsor Castle. This is from '86. M. Ward. Did you say Greg said that?
No, Brad.
Brad. Oh, okay. Thanks, Brad. I know our friend Greg's a huge fan, too. M. Ward, End of Amnesia. We got 1 of those. Warpaint, The Fool, limited edition. This is the Andrew Weatherall mix. So this is a different mix. There's also some gold foil lettering on this one. We have 5 of those. We're getting down there. We got down to the W's here. This is the Who Face Dances. This is a half-speed mastering, like high-quality audiophile pressing, and it's on red and yellow vinyl double LP. The Who has had several releases now over the last few Record Store Days. We have 5 of those. This is the Wipers Youth of America. This is the anniversary edition, so this is double LP, so you get some unreleased remixes and unreleased rare mixes from the sessions. And there's only 3,000 copies. We were able to get 2 of those. Link Ray sings and plays guitar, 1 of those. Now I'm into the Ys. There's only one Y. Pete Yorn playing the classics. A lot of great covers of the Pixies and Dylan and others. This was, I think, a pandemic recording for Pete Yorn. There are 2 of those. Only 1 of this, the Warren Zevon Preludes. I like how it's got his name on the top of it, too. This is like a little mini box set. This is some music and things that were found after he passed away, actually, by his family. Some unreleased material, so that's coming out. Oddities and extras from the Zombies. This is also rare singles and UK-only tracks that had never been released here on the US pressings. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies of that. That's it. That's for the A through Z's. Now I just have a few compilations and soundtracks, and that'll be it for our Record Store Day rundown. So this is also a craft release, kind of doing like more audiophile analog pressings. This is a classic blues compilation, but this is a 3-record set of Chicago blues today. The Jazz Dispensary doing Dank D-Funk, Volume 2. Kind of a cool jazz funk compilation. This Lowrider compilation. This is dedicated to you, Lowrider Love. Bunch of old school R&B, Latin soul cuts. It's on splatter color vinyl compilation. We have 3 of those. Demoitis. This is a demos and stuff that couldn't be duplicated. There's just some great compilation of some different artists that had a great demo that just never sounded like anything else they released. Really interesting compilation. The Golden Gate Groove. You know, there's a lot of other live series and live sets that have been released, but nothing from the Golden Gate Sound of Philadelphia playing a live, like, big feature concert in San Francisco in '73. So you got Love Train, Backstabbers, Me and Mrs. Jones, all kinds of great Philly soul bands. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, 3 Degrees doing a live show. And there's a double LP set. We got 2 of those. Having a Party. This is part of the Sun Records series where different record store owners have picked the songs. There's Frank Ballard, Betty LaVette, Jerry Lee Lewis. It's a compilation, Carl Perkins. These are really inexpensive compilation party albums. This is a part of the series. This is volume 8 now. Looks like we have 7 of the volume 8. Just Leg It. 19 instrumentals for grown-ups. This is a cool, funky compilation. One of those, Ladies' Choice of Swan Records, mostly known for more soul and R&B. All-female artists compilation of some older tracks. One of those. We kind of labeled these underneath the name of what the album's called. So this is called Other Music. This is from a documentary, Factory 25 release. So there's a different compilation on there. This is one of the greatest record stores, like documentaries about that. This is Penrose. This is the Daptone compilation one. It comes with a slip mat as well. Free slip mat with the record. Red Hot and Blue. This is a tribute to Cole Porter. There is a whole bunch of different artists doing some compilations here. This, I didn't put it in soundtracks, even though it's kind of a soundtrack, but it's not. This is a tribute to Repo Man. So this is the Repo Man movie soundtrack compilation of people actually a tribute to doing the music of Repo Man. This is getting down to the end of our compilation. So this is the Rough Guide series. There's a blues compilation, Booze and Blues, Blues Behind Bars. This is Songs for You. This is compilation spotting. It was benefiting black-owned record stores, actually. So the contribution of this went to support those record store owners, but it's a compilation of different black artists. We have, of that compilation, 4 of those. Soul Slabs, that's the Coal Mine Records Soul Slabs. They do different soul compilation ones. This is volume 3, one of those. These look the same, but they are different. This is the Timeless series. So this is an orchestra and jazz compilation of stuff performing the music of Jay Dilla. So this was a huge kind of a benefit and celebration of Jay Dilla's life, and all these different artists got together and did this kind of orchestra kind of featurette of Jay Dilla's music. We got 2 of each of those. Those are 2 different ones. Truth to Power, this features music from, it seems like a lot of like Texas-based area artists, Black Pumas, Leon Bridges, but there's all sorts of people. This is another one that kind of went to, it was presented by the Dallas Mavericks. I think it was more of a Texas-based theme, kind of also benefiting some good causes there. Now into the soundtracks, we got Above the Rim, classic hip-hop and SWV. You got the Dog Pound, all sorts of that stuff. Also very rare on vinyl, some of this stuff from that era, because this came out in '94. So you got 2 copies of the Above the Rim soundtrack. Blood of Zeus is a Netflix soundtrack, very minimal orchestral music, one of those. The Goonies, but it's a picture disc. This is the 35th anniversary of the Goonies soundtrack, or the movie I should say. So we got 2 of those picture discs. The Umbrella Academy, only one of those. I can't believe, I've actually never watched this movie, but damn, do I want this soundtrack, because it's the 20th anniversary and it's on Golden Triangle vinyl. But Laura Croft Tomb Raider, there is like U2 and Nine Inch Nails and Chemical Brothers, Missy Elliott, Outkast, Moby, Basement Jaxx. So many good songs on this. It's a really cool soundtrack. So never ever been on vinyl as far as I know. There's 6 of those. I also screwed up because I thought there's more. There's 6 of the Goonies soundtrack, not 2. Here's some more of that Tom Petty, Angel Dream, where She's the One. So that's back here, She's the One, because it's the soundtrack. Shrek, green vinyl, 20th anniversary, one of those. Village of the Damned, this is another one where I would buy anything, pretty much, anything John Carpenter has done. 2 LP set on marbled orange vinyl. This is John Carpenter working with, oddly enough, I believe Dave Davies. Did work with him, and he's of the, Dave Davies from the Kinks. So, Village of the Damned soundtrack. That's it for Record Store Day, guys. So there is a lot to choose from here. Like I said, you can do up to 6 releases if you want to get in line. If there's more than 6 releases you want, if there is a line still. We'll just circle you through and go back in the line, get whatever you want. We're going to have tons of fun. Whatever is still available will be on our website at cultureshockshop.com that night. Were there any more comments or questions?
Any Lamb of God?
We do have some Lamb of God. There's no Lamb of God releases for Record Store Day, though. That's regular releases.
We already answered Sticky Fingers, right?
We did? No.
What
There's no Sticky Fingers.
There's no
though.
Sticky Fingers. Okay.
No. There's no Rolling Stones release this year for Record Store Day except for the Keith Richards 7-inch. Yeah.
I heard that sorry. Someone said I heard that the Dead by Daylight soundtrack is coming out on Record Store Day. Is that true?
And there are more, I think there's more John Carpenter soundtracks, so Record Store Day split up into 2 parts this year. That'll be on the July 17th date, yes.
Okay.
And if you go to recordstoreday.com, they also have the list of stuff that's available this weekend for June 12th and the second part, which is dropped to July 17th.
Someone asked if you can save any Record Store Day records, so you might as well explain how that works.
Yeah, so this is first come, first serve with Record Store Day. So you do have to be here and in-store to get them. If you want to buy them on our website, you can do that at the end of the day at cultureshockshop.com. But we are not allowed to hold any items or sell them ahead of time.
We even signed something saying that we want.
Yeah, that's part of like our commitment or whatever to Record Store Day.
How many copies of 3LP Chicago Blues various artists did you
Only
get?
2 of that one. Yeah, we only got 2 of that Chicago Blues compilation.
Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds?
He did not have a Record Store Day release, and if he did, it might have been a UK-only release that I know of. There's also a few that got delayed. There are some releases that are getting pushed to July 17th, I know. But, yeah. Any other questions or comments, we'll definitely keep checking back with.
How many Repo Man?
Only 2, I think. Whoa! Only 1! Wow. Okay, I don't want to draw attention to it. If somebody wants it, I don't want everyone knowing about it, so.
Is there a cloth bag this year?
There is, yeah. We have cloth tote bags. They're up by the front there.
Here, we'll grab one to show you.
We'll show. There's a blue one and a white one. I set them down somewhere.
How many releases can you get?
You can buy up to 6 releases, and only 1 of each title, though.
And then you can get back in line.
Yes, you can get back in line then and keep going. As long as there's a line, you can keep going through and getting 6 at a time. So the first 50 people will get their choice of either this RSD tote bag or the other RSD tote bag that says, will all of these records fit in my bag, the Fred Armisen one. There's also some bandanas and t-shirts and buttons and stuff like that too. So, oh, and the poster, of course. So each person will get 1 tote bag and then 1 free item while supplies last, of course, with your Record Store Day purchase.
Oh, and there's the
Poster stick. Let's just show that off again, too. Really nice, thick, matte poster.
Right.
So, yeah. And, of course, our new Culture Shock shirt, I should mention that, too. We got that restocked, so we have our tie-dye Culture Shock shirt available. And it's just a fun day to come out to your record store, even if you're not into vinyl. Like I said, we have some other specials and stuff going on. There's lots of stuff in the store to look at. Bean will be here saying hi, our little Culture Shock dog, and our whole crew will be here. But yeah, we'll keep checking if there's any other comments. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about here, so I kind of wanted to go through and just highlight each release very quickly. Super exciting, though. Record Store Day always has amazing releases, so. Oh, hi, Bean. Come here. Come here. Oh, don't run away.
Okay.
Got her. Got the little Culture Shock pup. All right, she's been helping us get all these records out for you. So, yeah. Record Store Day, please check it out. June 12th here at Culture Shock, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's different than our normal hours, which are 11 to 6 usually, so 8 a.m. is an early time to start. If you don't want to miss out, just get up early, I guess. Go back, take a nap, go out for brunch. And then the second drop for RSD is July 17th, so mark your calendars. There's going to be a whole other batch of releases for that, too. All right, we got it all covered? All right. Thanks so much, guys, for watching our Vinyl Happy Hour or Record Store Day Rundown. We'll see you soon.